What do we have here? We have an inexplicable mass of flesh and teeth and eyes peering out at us from the drain. Is it some kind of mutated sewer creature? A cyclops? Perhaps one of the many things that go bump in the night. Well, before you pull your hair out trying to figure this out, let's break down this nightmare fuel of a video. Welcome back, I'm here. Let's get into this video. Now, while I was watching this, my first thought was, this is clearly photoshopped. The way it moves just looks off. It almost seems like something is controlling its movements. However, we can see from the camera movement that this thing is actually sitting in a shower drain and the water is running. So this thing isn't being moved by any external forces. It's just moving on its own. But how? Well, after doing a little digging around, it turns out this is called a polyphia. Now don't worry, because there are no Greek monsters in your drains. Polyphia are a real thing and they live in South America. In fact, here's a clip of one swimming around in its natural habitat. See anything familiar? That's right, it's the same exact creature as our friend here. But how did it get here? Well, these guys are known for being burrowers. They can dig holes in soft soil very easily, though typically only for egg-laying purposes. See, the males create these burrows, and then they seal them off with a mucus plug, so the females can lay their eggs and stay moist. Then once the eggs hatch, the male leaves the nest to find more food, leaving the female and her newly hatched children to feast on the nutrients contained within the burrow walls. They don't usually make it far from home, but every now and then they get a little adventurous. This must be one such case. It found a nice little drain to settle into, although I think we can all agree it would have been better if it had stayed in the wild. What do you mean by that? Well, just take a look at these things up close and you'll understand why I made that statement. These creatures are definitely freaky looking. They have mouths all over their bodies, all facing different directions. They also have two sets of eyes, which means this thing was likely looking at us the whole time we were looking at it. And finally, their teeth. God, their teeth all over. Their mouth, their head, their neck, their arms, literally everywhere. These things must have the best dental coverage in the world. I wonder if their teeth hurt. Maybe it's a relief. Imagine having all those cavities taken care of for free. One of the most terrifying things about this critter, though, are those suckers. They're not really suckers, but they do suck. If you didn't catch it the first time, take another look at the drain. Do you see it? That thing in the back? It's those suckers. It uses them to latch onto surfaces, kind of like a leech. Now, if you want to get even closer, let me hook you up. This is what a polyphia looks like under a microscope. Does it freak you out a little more now? I think it does me. Take a look at its teeth. And listen, I know this sounds weird, but I'm curious if anyone has ever bitten into one of these. I don't know why, but I feel like it would taste good, like a crunchier, more intense version of a crab claw. What do you think it tastes like? Let me know in the comments below. I want to hear your thoughts. And hey, maybe if we all comment enough, we'll get a bite out of one in the next video. Polyphia are truly fascinating creatures. Their scientific name is actually a play on the word many, referring to their many mouths. There are 24 known species of polyphia, but none of them are bigger than 6 inches long. So you don't really have to worry about running into one and it getting the best of you. Unless you're an insect, though. Apparently they have a taste for bugs and will eat anything that enters their mouths. They can't move their mouths independently, but because they're all facing different directions, they're able to eat whatever comes near them from any direction. They've basically become the Pac-Man of the animal kingdom. That's pretty cool. I'm glad we got to see this guy in action because they are actually endangered. This one probably got into the drain because it was trying to avoid humans. So thank you, nature documentary crew, for giving this guy a chance at life. Though I have to say, if you're going to film a giant bug monster emerging from the toilet, you should really get a reaction shot of someone jumping back in horror. We need more people doing this kind of research. But speaking of, here's another one. This time the creature is coming out of the shower head. Once again, it's a polyphia, but this one looks even scarier than the last.
Nice.
That's because it's a pregnant female. These guys can carry around 300 eggs in their brood pouches. So this thing could have a ton of babies waiting to hatch. I'd hate to have to clean that up. The idea of having hundreds of little worm creatures fall out of your shower head is disturbing enough. But add in those toothy grins, and I'm out. This next one might be the most freaky of them all, though. Here we see a humanoid creature crawling out of the sink.
Ow.
Its arms are far too long and spindly. Its fingers are weird and thin. Oh God, its face. Look at those bulging eyes. Those are definitely not human. Then there's its nose. or what appears to be its nose. But wait a second, where are its lips?
Where's the rest of its face?
Did this creature lose a fight with a flesh-eating bacteria? Was it attacked by a spider? It doesn't look like anything I've ever seen before. I don't even want to know what this thing is. I'm already scared enough as it is. But I guess we'll never know because the video cuts off. I'm sorry, but whoever filmed this, you dropped the camera. Just kidding. You dropped the ball on this one. But there's no way you couldn't identify that thing. I mean, it's the size of your hand and it's sitting on your counter. So what exactly is going on here? Well, the answer is quite simple. We're looking at another polyphia, except this one has gone through a process called anamorphosis. Basically, when they metamorphose from a larva to an adult, their body gets distorted and stretched out. After a while, they'll shed their skin and emerge as a fully grown polyphia. But until then, they look like this thing, a mutant from Planet Express. Whatever it is, I think we can all agree it looks creepy. Polyphia can live in both salt and fresh water, but it's unclear where this one came from. Perhaps it fell out of the sky during one of the meteor showers we saw earlier this year, or maybe it arrived on Earth via spaceship. Who knows? It could be an alien for all we know. Finally, let's look at one more clip of one of these things slithering out of a drain. This one is slowed down, which gives us a closer look at this thing's anatomy. Remember, this is a real creature. There's nothing fake about it. It's not CGI, it's not Photoshop. It's a living, breathing, slimy animal. I'm still confused how it's able to move like that. It's like watching a caterpillar try to walk, but fail miserably, and then succeed in a different way each time. I'm telling you, nature is scary. Specimen use made possible by nature. Seriously, though, where did this thing come from? How did it get here? Was it somebody's pet? Did it escape from a lab? Nobody knows, and nobody knows for sure what these things are capable of. I say we leave them alone and let them live their lives. After all, they're the ones who chose to enter our homes. We didn't force them to do it. We didn't lure them in with the promise of delicious, nutritious flesh. They simply got lost and made a mistake. But that doesn't change the fact that some of us will never look at our drains the same way again. Thank you all for watching. I've been your host. Remember to keep an eye on your drains. And we'll see you next time for more Unexplained.